I am using Linux Mint 17.1. That is what's showing on my desktop, but that is just a desktop picture. And that could be wrong. To see the version of Linux Mint that I'm using, I will come down to the menu button, and we see it shows Linux Mint 17.1 Rebecca. I can also click on that, go into System Tools, System Monitor, and on this first tab here, we see that we have release 17.1 codename Rebecca, and we're using Mate 1.8.1. Before I try and update anything, I'm going out to the Linux Mint website, and here's what I found: How to Upgrade to a Newer Release by Clem. Clem is the main guy on the Linux Mint team, so I should at least take a look at what he has to say about upgrading to a newer release. The first thing he asks is, do I really need to upgrade? Looking at the releases, we are using 17.1, but 17, 17.1, and 17.2 are all supported till April 2019. So unless there's some software that we really need that only runs on version 17.2, we don't really need to upgrade. We may want to upgrade, and that's what we want to do here. Going back over to see what Clem has to say. The next thing he's telling us to do is to be safe. Make sure you have a full backup of your data. We did that in the last video, so we're good there. Now he's telling us there are different ways of upgrading. One way is by totally removing Linux from your computer and installing a newer version, then restoring your data. He is calling that one a fresh upgrade. The other way is called a package upgrade, and this can be done similar to the way that we install new software, by installing new packages. That's the method that we're going to look at in this video. We'll do a fresh install in a future video. Before I do any kind of upgrade, I want to make sure that all my software is up to date. So I'm opening up the Update Manager and refreshing. It found some updates. I'm going to install them right now. It looks like 17.1 is up to date. I'll refresh just to double check and make sure no more updates were dependent on those updates. Okay, my 17.1 release is all up to date. Now I want to upgrade this to 17.2. To do that, I'm going into Edit, and under the Preferences and Software Sources, I see Upgrade to Linux Mint 17.2 Rafaela. It tells us a new version of Linux Mint is available. I'll continue. This screen will allow us to see the release notes for 17.2. We see that UEFI is fully supported. UEFI is used on newer computers like Windows 8 and above. This video tutorial series is specifically designed for pre-UEFI computers, mainly because I don't have a computer with UEFI. Looking down, there's more technical information, and it says there's an issue with KDE apps. You may need to download some software. And KDE apps generally start with K, like Kdenlive or KMyMoney. So you may have an extra download to do if you're using one of those programs. That's it for the release notes. I'm going to continue. Features in Mint 17.2. We'll take a look at them. And we see that we will be using a new version of Mate. This is Mate 1.10. And with that comes a new audio mixer, a new way to open PPAs. I will close this. Going to continue. And this is one final warning telling us before we continue, We could accidentally lose everything. I understand the risks. I will check the button and apply. Now it's asking for the password because only an administrator can upgrade. And it looks like an error occurred. Trying to overwrite user Caja convert metadata, which is also in a package libcaja extension 1.8.2. Okay, it says update is complete, but we have the half frown, half smile. The upgrade did not succeed. Make sure you are connected to the internet and try upgrade again. Well, I'm connected to the internet, so I will try this again. Edit, upgrade to Linux Mint 17.2 Rafaela. Continue, continue, continue. I understand the risks, and apply. Now it's telling us we have 2 broken packages on our system. Use the broken filter to locate them. I will click close. And we see this a second time. I will click close. Now it's installing and removing software. And it looks like our update is complete. Now we've got the smile and a wink. Your operating system was successfully upgraded. Please reboot your computer for all the changes to take effect. All right, I will close this and reboot. Restart. So it looks like we've successfully updated to Linux Mint 17.2. We see our background picture has changed. And actually, I think this changed before I restarted the computer. Coming over to menu, we see we've got 17.2 codename Rafaela. And going into System Tools, System Monitor, we see on the first tab, System, we are using Release Linux Mint 17.2 Rafaela 32-bit, and we've been upgraded to Mate 1.10.2. The first thing we do when we install a new release is to check for upgrades. And we've got some here. I will install the upgrades. Looks good. I'll refresh just to make sure. And we are up to date. The last thing I want to check is to make sure that my PPAs are untouched. Under the graphics, we've got Blender 2.76 and Pinta should be 1.6. There it is, version 1.6. So we have successfully upgraded to Linux Mint 17.2. If you like these videos, please tell a friend.